I'm going to take the class in a combined manner. One is batch 3 and then batch 7. Shakti, line irukangala, proceed pannalamla. Okay. One is batch 3 and 7. So batch 3, I think you got the class, agri class, ended by 5 o'clock, it's 4:30 itself. But the other batch, they got the class over only by 5 o'clock, okay. That's why I couldn't able to start the class, okay. So I have given the break, okay. So that's the reason for the delayed start. Okay, now let's start the class, okay. Okay. So last class, we have finished up to the Kisan credit card. Let's start from where we left in our last class, okay. Kindly go through the slides, okay, so you can have a digital revision, because we got 2 more topics. After that, anyway, we're going to have the revision. So let me skip the revision now. So digitally have a revision, okay, have a view, okay, over the slides. உங்க பேட்சுக்கு எம்எஸ்பி நான் எடுத்தனா இல்லல்ல அக்ரிகல்ச்சர் கிளாஸ்ல எடுப்பாங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டேன்ல ஓகே ஓகே ஸோ தீஸ் அடுத்து எடுப்பேன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்களா சார் ஓகே ஃபார்மர் ஆக்ட்ஸ் பற்றி ஓகே ஃபைன் ஸோ தீஸ் வேர் த திங்ஸ் வாட் வி ஹவ் கவர்ட் இன் அவர் கிளாஸ் okay, up to this we have completed Kisan credit cards, okay. Now let's start with the next topic, agricultural insurance. Okay, so we got 2 more topics to be completed, okay, in our agriculture. After that, let's do the revision. Okay, so what is insurance? As you all know that, because we know the basic meaning of insurance. Insurance is not a concept of investment, okay, because investment, we get the money what we have given. For example, if I given 1 lakh, I'll get returns for the 1 lakh. But insurance, I would have given only 1,000 rupee. But I would have taken a policy for 1 crore. Just 1,000 would be maybe the amount what I would have paid, but I'll get the 1 crore amount at the time of loss. So investment gives only the money what we are given, but insurance, it pays the money, okay, what we are aimed for. So that is a concept. So in simple line, how we can explain means, insurance is a concept of compensation of loss, okay. It's not about the money what we have paid, it is the money what we asked for, okay. Or technically we can say that it is the sum assured, okay. You can take the definition for the word insurance. Insurance is a financial instrument. Insurance is a financial instrument. Chandramohan, you have given no, sir, no. Actually, for what you have given no, Chandramohan? Please tell me. Chandramohan. So, Chandramohan has given no. For what? Because I think you have answered my I think for your question regarding MSP. Yes, actually, MSP will be dealt in agriculture class, Chandramohan. MSP and then agriculture marketing, 2 things will be handled by Arivalagan sir, okay, in agriculture class, okay. So that's why just I asked a question from offline students. They told that it will be dealt, okay, so it is not dealt in my class. So also I have informed you, it will be dealt in the agri issues class, okay. Now insurance is a financial instrument which provides compensation for the loss, which provides compensation for the loss. Next line. There are many types of insurance. 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 One is life insurance. When anything happens to our life, the company will pay the insurance amount. Okay. The insurance amount, what the company pays, how do we call it technically? For example, we say that no, anything happens, they will pay the insurance claim, okay. That insurance amount is technically called by the term called as a sum assured or sum insured, okay. Just have it in your mind, okay. So for example, for understanding, so already if you know about the term, it's not a issue. Otherwise, just have an awareness about the term. Sum assured, because it is the assured amount what the company will pay when anything happens to our life, okay. Sum assured or insured amount, okay. It is a policy amount. The next type is called as general insurance. Anything happens to our property, vehicles, buildings like that, okay, general insurance. Earlier we had only these 2 insurance, but now we are within the general insurance, okay, we are having the agri insurance and health insurance, all those things were coming under general insurance. But now we got separate companies for health insurance. So we can put it under a separate category also, health insurance. Earlier, general insurance companies, they were providing the health insurance, but now separate companies have emerged to provide the health insurance. Then agri insurance, which provide crop insurance. Then next one is called as reinsurance. So these are the normal thing. Next one is called as a reinsurance. What is the meaning of the word reinsurance? Just you should have the awareness. For example, imagine when anything happens to our life, insurance company is actually trying to compensate for the loss. But imagine there is sudden occurrence of earthquake, or there is sudden occurrence of flood in a particular place, because of that many lives are lost. So during those years, the company has to pay huge claim. So if they pay like that, then actually the company's financial health may get affected. Okay, but this is not a normal occurrence. Rarely earthquake will occur, rarely flood will occur. So insurance company, they will go for insurance for their policies. Okay, so the company which provides insurance to the insurance company is called as reinsurance. So understand the plot. Okay, the company which provides insurance to the insurance company is known as reinsurance. Okay, in India, anyway, example is GIC is the government insurance, government reinsurance company in our country. Okay, GIC is the government reinsurance company in our country. GIC is the government reinsurance company in our country. Okay. Earlier, GIC was the general insurance company. Okay, so if you have any doubt, have this clarity. Earlier, GIC is called as a general insurance company, but now it is not general insurance. It has become a reinsurance company from 2000 onwards. Okay, so these are the overall, okay, broad types of insurance. In our class, we are concerned about this insurance, agricultural insurance. Okay, so we are going to learn about the agricultural insurance. Now, write the heading. Why agricultural insurance is unable to pick up in our country, or why it has become a failure. Reasons responsible for the failure of agri insurance in our country. Why we are unable to make it a success. Any guess? Okay, first you think for a while, then. Yes, very good. Okay, because the thing is, the farmers may not be having the money to pay, which means the affordability. Okay, next thing, the premium factor. Premium may be comparatively higher for them. Okay, according to their economic standards. Okay, then Helen, lack of awareness. Archana, lack of awareness. Yes, you are right. Okay, Sindhya, Soka, Akshaya, yes, you are given, and then Harini, farmers are not aware of it. Yes, you are right. Okay, so like that. Okay, many farmers, they don't have the awareness itself. Okay, even the common people, okay, those who are educated, they don't know about the meaning of insurance, because insurance is a concept what we can get back only when the loss occurs. Okay, so by investment we can get back during the normal times. So here the people are not able to understand the purpose of insurance. They are not able to exactly understand what is the premise of insurance. Okay, so but then think about the farmers. They are normally illiterate, ignorant farmers. They don't know about the many things. So one among them is they don't have the proper awareness about insurance. Then the other thing is, in our economy, all the points are given. Okay, so you can listen like a story. Okay, so in our economy, the thing is, we have got the occurrence of the corrupt practices, because the officials, those who are involved in giving policies, they used to ask commission from the farmers. They actually delay the claims. Okay, they don't settle the claims at proper time. Even they try to settle, okay, they don't give the full amount like that. These kind of practices are we are able to see among the officials. Apart from that, the farmers are also corrupt. Okay, why means because one side farmers, they don't have the awareness. Other side, we have the farmers, those who got more awareness. Okay, because in the newspaper also it came before 2 or 3 years back. Farmers in Karnataka, farmers in Maharashtra, then farmers from Tamil Nadu. What they were doing means, for example, if this is a piece of land, so they take insurance for this piece of land. For example, they'll insure the land for 2 lakhs. Then the same land they'll insure for another 2 lakhs in their wife name. Okay, same land they'll insure for 2 lakhs in the son's name. Actually, here the officials, they'll come to know, but actually they won't check because of the nexus between the politicians, officials, and the farmers. Okay, so here over awareness, here lack of awareness. Okay, 2 things we are able to see in this segment. So you write these points. Okay, so reasons for agri insurance failure. It's a common thing. Exam angle, when a mains angle only, these points may be helpful. When the question is asked, what is agriculture insurance? What are the reasons responsible for agri insurance failure? Then explain about the measures taken by the government. At the time, the points may be helpful. Very simple point. Agriculture is nature-driven, highly predictable. Yes. Agriculture is nature-driven is the problem of agriculture. We have insurance only to address the problem. But after having the solution in the form of insurance, why the people are not going for insurance? That's the plot we are learning. Okay. So the political nexus and farmers, they are unable to pay the huge amount. Lack of awareness, frauds by the officials, frauds by the farmers. These are the points. Okay. Now we are going to learn about the next thing. Okay. What is the thing? Have you all copied? Copy first. Yes, have you all copied, no? Now, next one is how the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is beneficial to the farmers. Okay, write the heading, because we know that in our, before writing, you just have the understanding, okay? In our economy, we are having multiple agriculture insurance policy existing in our economy even now. For example, like imagine life insurance. Do we have any single life insurance policy? There are different insurance companies. One side we have LIC, one side we have ICICI, one side we have HDFC, we have Tata, we have Reliance, okay? So different companies offering different policies. Same way, here also we have different insurance policy. For example, disease specific policy, then weather based policies, then crop based policy. Like that, we have different policies are there. Okay. For example, let me name a few policies. Okay, for your awareness. Okay. For example, we have the policies called by the name called as National Agricultural Insurance Scheme. Okay, or Comprehensive Crop Insurance Scheme, or scheme called as a weather based crop insurance scheme, or schemes like Varsha Bima. Like that, we have many more schemes. Okay, Varsha Bima means for rainfall failure, and then weather based for weather failures. Then comprehensive insurance scheme. Okay, like that we have national agriculture. Like that we have many schemes. And then apart from this, potato specific insurance, or coconut specific insurance, tobacco specific. Like that we have different policy existing in our economy. But in all the policy, the common problem is the premium was higher, the settlement were not given to the farmers at the right time. They are able to observe the corrupt practices or the these things, the malpractices by the officials. All the things were common among all the policy. Okay, in this scenario, Government of India, they launched their policy on 2016 during the Kharif season. They launched the policy. That policy is called with the name called as a Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Now we are going to learn how this scheme is beneficial to the farmers. So the thing we are going to learn about this, but I explain all the things to have some understanding. Okay. Now we are going to get into the plot. Okay. Now what is the point is how the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is beneficial means to understand the benefits of Fasal Bima Yojana, you have to understand the picture of agri insurance. Okay, many of you may not be from farm background. Okay, so let me explain in the farmer's perspective. So you'll have some real time understanding of the issue and then the positives. Okay, now let me explain the scenario. Now imagine I am a farmer. If I am growing a particular crop, okay, normally what is the nature of the insurance policy is, for example, let me give an example. If this is a piece of land, okay, so imagine that, okay, this is a piece of land, okay, I am growing a crop worth of 1 lakh rupees, okay, that is the worth of crop. Now, if I go for insurance, what I will do, I will go to any insurance company. I will ask the company saying that, okay, this is the crop, what I am growing, this is the value of my crop. Can I give insurance? Then they will tell me about the policy. Then I will take a policy. Then they will ask me to pay some amount. That amount we all know that is called as a premium. Once the policy is taken, then anything happens means the company is liable to pay this 1 lakh amount. That is a normal scenario. We all know that. Okay. Now, once the premium is determined by the company, here comes the very important scenario. Okay, once the premium gets determined by the company, here the government means, okay, here both the central and state government, what they will do means, for example, if the premium amount is 3,000 rupees for a season or for per year, to get 1 lakh insurance, you have to pay 3,000 is the amount you are paying means, here from the 3,000, government, combinedly central and state government, they will pay part of the premium. Look at this word, what I am using is, they will pay part of the premium, which means they may pay some 500 rupees, or they may pay 600 rupees, or 700, or 200, 300, like that they will pay. Then after deducting their contribution, rest of the amount has to be paid by the farmer. You have to understand this scenario very carefully, okay? So because there the Fasal Bima Yojana makes the difference, okay? So what is the point? Once the farmers are going for crop insurance, the premium gets determined by the company. Once it gets determined by the company, the government will provide the sponsor, which means they will provide a part of the premium, because in the earlier days and all, before the Fasal Bima Yojana, government was always having a ceiling on the government contribution, which means this is the maximum limit. I will give support up to this limit. Beyond that limit, I won't give my extend my contribution. So I always have this point. Government was having a ceiling on the government contribution. Government, for example, when the premium is 3,000, there is a particular level up to which government will pay. When the level is 4,000, so the maximum ceiling. So government will not extend benefit beyond the ceiling. So after deducting this contribution, rest of the amount has to be paid by the farmer. As a result, if the premium is 3,000, for example, government will pay up to 500 rupees, means the 2,500 burden is on the farmer. If the premium is 4,000, so here the government will pay same 500 ceiling. 3,500 is on the farmer. So higher the premium, higher the burden on the farmer, not on the government. So here you should know about the insurance logic, because that is a very important thing you should know. what is the insurance logic means? For example, imagine there are two persons are there, okay? One person at the age of 30, another person is at the age of 40, okay? For example, imagine, okay, take myself, okay? So my age is 40, okay? Another person who is younger than me is 30 years, okay? Now imagine we both are going to take some insurance policy. Now he is 10 years younger, I am 40. So we both are asking for insurance for 10 lakhs or 1 crore, whatever is the amount we are asking, okay? Imagine that we both are asking for 25 lakh insurance, okay? Now we both are asking for 25 lakh insurance. Who has to pay more premium? We both are asking for same amount. But company will ask me to pay more premium because I'm elder, because the risk is more on me, okay, 40, okay? But this person is younger, risk is less on this person. So the premium amount what I pay and what this person pays differs based on the age involved is one factor. Second factor is, imagine, okay, so premium, this premium gets determined based on the age, okay. Second reason is, imagine, okay, the premium is now, apart from this, now this person, okay, he is a smoker, imagine like that, okay, but I am not a smoker. So in this angle, what will happen, even though I am elder, so I will be asked to pay less premium because more risk on this person. So here based on the risk involved, okay, smoking habit, alcohol, okay, higher premium on this person, not on this person, okay. Next, third example, he is completely healthy, okay, but I got some diseases, okay. So what is happening here, even though I am a teetotaler, I got some prior ailments, okay, diseases, so I will be asked to pay more premium. So the concept is, higher the risk involved, higher the premium. That is the point what I am trying to say. Same angle, when we go for agri insurance, some agri insurance covers only provides claim only against the pest attack. So certain premium for 1 lakh rupees. Another insurance policy will provide protection against pest attack and other fungal attack, okay, so higher premium for 1 lakh rupee. Another insurance policy may provide coverage against pest attack and then other fungal attack or disease attack, okay, and then against weather failures, all sort of weather failure. So here more premium. So the concept is, based on the higher risk involved, the premium amount will vary, okay. You have to understand this logic, you apply the logic here. So when you go for a particular amount, the premium gets determined by the company only based on the risk involved in the insurance business. So here, once the premium gets determined by the company, the government will pay part of the premium, rest of the amount will be paid by the farmer. This is the normal scenario before the launch of Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. In this scenario, Government of India, they launched a scheme called as Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. How the scheme makes the changes in the agricultural insurance landscape. We are going to learn about it. Now understand same picture. Before that, okay, think about this for 10 seconds. So just you try to load this picture in your mind. Picture, okay, just need not write, okay, because next time I'm going to reverse all the things. Just have the picture. This is my land. The crop what I am growing is worth of 1 lakh rupee. The premium charged by the company is 3,000. Government will provide some support. Rest of the amount farmer has to pay, okay? Because the premium amount is based on the risk involved, okay? Higher the risk, higher the premium. Lower the risk coverage, lower the premium. That is a normal logic. In this scenario, Government of India introduced a scheme called as Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Now what they have done under the scheme is, now they have made it more affordable, they made it they provided more extensive coverage of risk. Like that, many benefits are added, okay? How means, now look at the point. The same scenario now. Imagine that. Okay, now you... Okay, imagine that. Now I have got a piece of land, okay. The worth of crop what I have grown in my land is 1 lakh rupees. What I will do, same thing, I will go to insurance company, I'll ask the company to enroll my land for insurance. So they will ask me to pay certain amount. That amount is called as a premium, okay. Until now we are clear, okay. Now under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, what will happen is, if I am going for crop insurance, now once the premium amount is determined, for example 3,000 rupees means here, the government asks the farmers to pay part of the premium. Earlier I told you that government will pay part of the premium, but here the farmers will pay part of the premium, and whatever is the balance amount, the entire balance amount, or the rest of the amount is paid by the government on the farmer's behalf. Rest of the amount is paid by the government. Government means both the central and state government combined, okay. Now let me tell this in with some examples, okay. Now 3,000 rupees is the amount. Now, the government will say means, if I am a farmer who is growing a particular crop means, here the government differentiates my share based on the crop what I am growing. For example, if I am growing a kharif crop, then maximum contribution what I should do for premium payment is only 2%. That is my maximum contribution. So government has kept a ceiling on my contribution, 2%. If I am growing a rabi crop, I have to pay only 1.5% for rabi crop. Commercial crop or horticultural crop, I have to pay only 5%. Okay, so here the government has kept a ceiling on the farmer's contribution. So here look at the scenario, and here you have to, before going further, you have to understand 2% means on what 2%? Point is 2% of the premium of the sum assured. 1 lakh is the sum assured, means the maximum premium what the farmer has to pay is only 2,000 rupee. But you all know that. So here, for example, 2,000 is the maximum amount farmers pays, means what will be the normal premium? For example, the premium charged on the farmers depends upon the risk involved, okay? But the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana covers wider range of risk. So the normal premium amount will come around 7,000 or 8,000 rupees, but farmer they have to pay only maximum of 2,000. It is not minimum. Maximum 2,000. So for example, here imagine it's 7,000 rupees premium. What the farmers will do? In this case, 3,000 means 2,000 farmers will pay, 1,000 will be paid by the government. Now 4,000, same 2,000 by the farmer, 2,000 by the government. 5,000, 2,000, 3,000 by the government. Even the premium goes to 10,000 rupee, the same 2,000 will be paid by the farmer, 8,000 rupees will be paid by the government on the farmer's behalf, which means now the government has kept a ceiling on the farmer's contribution, but government has kept the level open, okay, open-ended for the government contribution. In this way, whatever the risk premium charged by the company increases, the burden is going to be on the government shoulder, not on the farmer's shoulder. And one more point, earlier policy, they covered less number of risk, okay, but here Fasal Bima Yojana provides wider coverage, so normally the premium will be higher, but whatever is the premium, less burden on the farmer's shoulder, okay. So now we have reversed the responsibility of premium payment, okay, payment. By doing that, we have lessened the burden on the farmer's shoulder. This is the point number 1 regarding the Fasal Bima Yojana. So these points and all I have given the slide, okay, what is the amount and all, okay. Now you understand the next picture. What is the picture is? Now, what is the point is, now imagine I am a farmer, okay. Now my crop got damaged because of some weather failure, rainfall failure, something has happened. Now what I will do, I will go to insurance company, I'll ask tell the officials something has happened, please come and do the inspection, please settle the claim as soon as possible, because only with that amount I have to proceed with the next season production and all, okay. But what the officials will respond is, no, your land is not accessible, okay, because it's completely got inundated, okay, flooded, okay. So it is waterlogged condition, so it will take some days or weeks for us to come and do the assessment, like that. They may delay the procedural formalities, okay. But here the Fasal Bima Yojana insists that if you are not able to reach the particular place, then make use of drones, okay, wherever possible try to use the drones or the satellite images, use them for assessing the damages. Then once the damages are assessed, settle the claim as soon as possible, don't settle the claim, okay, like that the government has made the announcement, which means the quick settlement, okay, using, because earlier these things and all will not be approved, but now they accepted that use the drones or satellite images to assess the damages. The next thing, earlier if I am a farmer, if I am going to get an insurance claim for 1 lakh rupees, what the official will do means, because earlier the amounts were settled only in the cash format, they will give in cash. So what I will do means, if I am official means, I will ask the farmer, please give me 10,000 rupee. So then only I release the check, okay, or check or release, I give the amount, okay. So the commission was expected by the officials when they are about to give the settlement, okay. But now all the amounts are credited only into the farmer's account. They are not given in the cash form. We have implement DBT, direct benefit transfer, in the settlement process. In this way, we are trying to make it corruption free and also make it to avoid the leakages and the leakages, corruption proof we are trying to do. That is one more benefit. DBT concept we have implemented. Next comes the very interesting scenario. What is interesting scenario is, so all the things you listen like a story, all the points are given in the slide, okay. Now other thing is, now let me explain this in a more practical way. Imagine I am a farmer, I am now about to sow the crop. Sow means Tamil okay, I am about to sow the crop, okay. So but what is the main requirement for sowing? So I should have the land ready, okay, land ready. For example, to sow the crop, I need the rainfall, okay. When I am expecting the rainfall, sometimes there may be a monsoon failure. I may not be able, I may not get the rain at the right time, okay. So when I am not able to get the rain, so I may not be able to sow the crop. Now look at the insurance concept. What is the insurance concept is, only when I have started growing the crop, then after, if some crop is there in my farmland, only by looking at the damage happened to my farmland, they will give the settlement. But here I have not even sown the crop. Now, which means there is nothing, zero crop in my farmland. So I'm not eligible to get any money from insurance company. But here also I have encountered a type of loss. What is the loss? I'm not able to sow because of weather failure. So because I have lost the income which I was about to receive. In economics, we used to say opportunity cost. In this angle, I have lost some opportunity. Okay. So this loss is also covered under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Other insurance, they don't provide the pre-sowing loss. So simply only when the crop is there, okay. But here nothing is there. But what they will do means, based on the previous year value of the crop, they will provide some amount. What is the amount means? 25% of the value of the previous season cultivation is given to the farmer. That is called as a pre-sowing loss. Then comes the next another exactly opposite scenario. What the scenario is? I am a farmer. Now I have got I got my crop, okay, grown in my farmland. So all the crops have come to the harvesting stage. So I have planned to do the harvest on tomorrow. Okay. Now tomorrow what I am doing, I am coming. Okay, nothing, no problem. I am doing the harvest. Then I am taking them to the farmland. Okay, this is a normal scenario. But you imagine that tomorrow I am coming. I am planning to harvest my crop. But today, okay, tonight there is a heavy rain, okay, occurred. Okay, all my crops, okay, got into waterlogged condition. I have lost all my crop. So what I will do, I will go and complain. They will come for inspection. All my crops would have got rotten. By looking at the damage, they will settle the claim because I have the crop in my land. Okay, so the crops got rotten. So based on the damage, they will settle the claim. Okay, based on the value of damage, they will settle the claim. But the third scenario is, I have got the crop. So tomorrow I have planned to do the harvest. Tomorrow I am coming. I am doing the harvest. All the crops I am taking the crops out of my farmland, which means nothing is there in my farmland. I have done the harvest. I am taking them to the another area. There I am just drying the crop, which means I am preparing them for marketing. Okay, there some loss has occurred, which means nothing there is there in my farmland. Based on insurance eligibility, okay, the crops are not there, so I am not eligible. But I have taken the crop off my farmland. I kept there in it some drying floor, some area. Okay, there some losses occurred. Okay, but insurance policy, they don't provide settlement for the loss which occurs away from the farmland. Able to get the scenario? This loss is called as a post-harvest loss. But the Fasal Bima Yojana says that once you harvested the crop, means from the date of harvest, next 14 days, any loss happens to your crop means next 14 days, whatever loss happens, the loss will be insured under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, which means this loss is called as a post-harvest loss. So now you understand the scenario. So it provides coverage against multiple losses. So normally the premium will be higher, but even though the premium is higher, more burden was only on the government, not on the farmers. So that's why the government says that this policy is highly beneficial to the farmers, and this will improve the income opportunities of the farmers. Okay, it makes the farming remunerative. Okay, that's the words of the government. Okay, now you can copy the points. It's a very important scenario. What you should understand. Okay, you can write the points. No, but practically the implementation issue we have. So here, even the Fasal Bima Yojana, we are not actually, most of the areas is not properly penetrated and they are not properly implementing. But as a concept wise, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is a nice one. Okay. But in the exam angle, when you try to criticize, how to criticize means implementation angle, we got the problems. But the policy wise, it's a beneficial angle. Okay. I can write the points one by one. One is very low premium, premium of 2% for Kharif crops, 1.5 for Rabi crops. And also the previous government, Congress government people, they argue that this policy is just a modification of the previous Congress government scheme. Like that they used to say that, okay. So here exam angle write means you write the benefits, but you write implementation is not properly done for this Bima Yojana. Previous, we used to say it as a National Agricultural Insurance Scheme or Modified National Agricultural Insurance Scheme. India, you can make a note of this. National Agricultural Insurance Scheme or Modified National Agricultural Insurance Scheme. Students, all your messages got deleted. So I think... relate the opportunity cost, not on exactly, but some sort of opportunity cost we give. Opportunity means two options, no? One option we take means instead of coffee, if I go for tea, instead of a refrigerator, if I go for television, that's exact different. But here just I made a small hint, okay, to understand that like forgone, okay, in that angle. Pre-sowing loss, Saravanan, can you please explain pre-sowing? How, okay. Yes, I'll explain, Saravanan. First of all, you understand the scenario, okay? So in the exam angle, always you should follow that, okay? When the question is asked, you write all these positive points. At the negative, you can write, okay, but even though it's implemented, okay, it does not cover all the crops, not properly implemented, okay, does not cover all the region. So in this angle, you can, because in India, any agriculture question is asked in examination, you can write implementation problem as a concern, okay? You don't try to blame the government, don't take the stand. At the same time, in a subtle note, take your stand, okay? Because implementation, we have the problem like that, you can finish, okay? So then what is the meaning of the word pre-sowing loss? Saravanan is, pre-sowing loss means, we used to say, when the crops are sown or when the crops are grown in the farmland, then by showing the crop, what we have on the farmland, we can have the claim settlement because the crops are available in the farmland because we have grown the crop. So here, based on the damage, okay, if damage may be 40%, damage may be 60%, based on that we may get the claim settlement, okay. But sometimes I may plan to sow the crop, but there may not be proper, because in the irrigated area, we'll be having the water availability, we will sow the crop. But many areas and rainfed areas and all, okay, water is the only source. In those areas, I may not be able to sow the crop because of the lack of water at the right time, okay. Once the season is lost means, so my rainfall occurs after 1 month or 1.5 months, it is the delayed commencement of monsoon, okay. So it may not be fruitful. At the time, I may not be able to grow the crop, I should miss that season. So in the time, okay, during the scenario, what the government will do means they will assess, last year you have grown crop worth of 1 lakh rupees. So now I will give you 25% because you are not grown anything. Why means, reason is not your fault, reason is the monsoon failure. So this loss is called as a pre-sowing loss. விதைக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடியே விதைக்காமே வரக்கூடிய அந்த லாஸ்க்கு பேர் தான் pre-sowing loss னு சொல்லுவோம், okay. So at this point, okay. So now other things and all, okay, so when I read the paper, you'll understand the scenario, okay. Now next one is extension, right, the next heading, extension. Agri extension. India actually, the thing is, you interpret in such a way that it is not implemented, not that, okay. Government has implemented, okay, but while implementing, the companies, okay, they are actually not properly implementing, okay. So not the fault of government, not implemented, not that, okay. So not only this, take MSP. MSP is such a nice concept, okay, in India, more than 60% of the farmers, okay, even now, they are not properly getting the benefits of MSP. We cannot believe. Because data says, because MSP is a very well-known concept, because in this technological era, whatever happens, wherever happens, we come to know about the things immediately, okay. But in India, more than 60% of the farmers, when you go and ask them reality, what is MSP, where we have to sell, they don't have the proper awareness about the concept, what we have since the days of Green Revolution period, okay. So this is the reality, means in this angle, the Fasal Imagine also not properly reach the people, is not properly implemented. In that angle, you just you interpret my statement, okay. Next one is extension. Now you tell me, what is maybe extension? Any idea? I am looking for your replies. Related to extending the crop diversification. Can I take like that? Okay, so okay, it's a one answer. Then extension of loan period. No, Chandra Mohan. Extending the insurance time. No. Yes, that's why I'm asking, because it's the first time, because the student from agri background, you can directly tell the answer. So otherwise, you cannot exactly find out, okay, the answer. Okay, that's why I'm asking, okay, to make a guess. More benefits, no. Archana, poultry, dairy, other allied activities along with agri, okay, allied diversification like what you said, okay. No, it's wrong. Extension of risk factors, Saravanan, no. Let me check, okay, whether I got any agri students in your batch or not. Okay, the answer will tell. Extend this concept, it's partially, not exactly. Sowing period extension, extending the coverage, no. Late date to pay premium, no. Extending agricultural land, wrong. Harvesting date, extending, good guess, okay. Payment of premium, wrong. Many of you have given answers, okay. Bringing more land under agriculture, wrong. Harini has come nearer to the answer. Doing research on agri has come nearer, but you are not exactly landed. Now Anna Nagar, okay, name is not here. Student has given make people aware. Okay, yes, okay. Now Saravanan, use of science. Okay, it's not exactly. More people, knowledge oriented. Akshaya, yes, that's almost can be taken. Nilal Jyoti, GM seed, no. Application of scientific research and new knowledge to agriculture practices through farmer education. I think you, okay. Google has come now. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, now let's come to the answer, students. Okay, what is extension means? Now we understand the picture. Okay, now imagine, okay, one side we have the farmers. Okay, one side, but anyway, before that I appreciate you. Okay, many of you directly you try to answer, okay, from your own perspective, because you are online. Okay, you could have made a check. Okay, without checking that you are participating. Okay, that's I appreciate. Okay, right or wrong? Okay, genuine participation. Okay, that's right. Okay, now imagine one side we have the farmers. Other side, okay, what we are doing means you all know that because we got the plenty of research institutes across the entire country. They are doing research on a daily basis. We got the multiple Indian Agriculture Research Institute like that. We got the plenty of institutes all over country. Okay, so what they are doing, the people, those who have done the masters in agri, PhD in agri, they are doing research on a daily basis. We are doing research. Okay, so what they are doing every day, they are coming out with the multiple inventions. Okay, so regarding machines, regarding yield, okay, crop variety, okay, cropping practices, many more things. They are every day they are finding and releasing. Okay. But here, when you go and ask the farmers, those who are illiterate and those who are ignorant and then those who are very marginal and small. So this is the tag what we have, okay, in India. So the illiterate and ignorant, the marginal and small farmers in India, when you go and ask them, they are the majority, no. When you go and ask them, they are not aware of technology because they are in the agriculture. It is their field. Research is every day taking place. When you go and ask them, they are completely unaware of the different technology. Now comes the question. If the farmers are not having the proper awareness about what is happening around their profession, okay, then what is the use of this research? Because all the research will become meaningful only when the research, the things, the outputs, the research findings are when they get implemented. Okay, when they are not getting implemented, then what is the use of research? Just we can have them. Okay, so we can have them in the exhibition or we can show to the people. Okay, so these will actually have the meaning only when things are implemented. To make it properly get implemented, okay, these people must know about the things. Okay, but these people, they are not able to know about the things because the things are in the more technical way. All the things, okay, or the things are in the more formal way. So here, these people, they are more illiterate. Okay, if our farmers are more educated. Okay, so like how the students we have in the classroom, in this angle we have means we can transfer the knowledge to the farmers in a simple way. But in India, current scenario, okay, we have the not current scenario. Imagine the scenario from days of independence. So the farmers are illiterate, ignorant. Okay, they are not able to approach the concept because they are in the scientific way. So what is the thing missing here? So between the technology or between the scientific findings and between the farmers, some gap is there. Okay, we need a bridge to fill the gap. Okay, what is the bridge? The bridge is called extension. Now I can explain, complete the definition of extension in one line. What is the one line definition? Exactly. Okay, so extension means it is the concept of transferring the technology from the laboratory to the land. Okay, so in agriculture perspective, how they explain means extension is nothing but it is the transfer of technology from lab to land is known as extension. Okay, so in one line, lab to land. Okay, now let's make it as a complete statement. Okay, what is the agriculture extension? Now we write, okay, agricultural extension is the process of transferring the technology. Agriculture extension is a process of transferring the technology. Agricultural extension is a process of transferring the technology from lab to land. Is a process of transferring from lab to land in a farmer friendly way. You underline the word, in a farmer friendly way. That is a very important aspect of extension, okay, because it is an important premise. Okay, so in a farmer friendly way, you underline. Okay, that is very important. Okay, why I am saying this means, imagine now Indian Agriculture Department. Okay, so for example, in your district or in your block, okay, or in your panchayat, Now tomorrow they are conducting a meeting saying that all farmers, please come, okay, we got a class at the agricultural office, okay. Same like how we are conducting our class. In this way, if they are conducting a class, will the farmers be able to interpret what they understand, what is happening? Nothing will understand. So this kind of formal things may be applicable to us, but it may not be applicable to the farmers. So how the things must be transferred to the farmers? It must be transferred to the farmers in a farmer-friendly way, okay. How we can do that? Because to do that, we have a set of officials in our country. Those officials which are doing this job, they are called as the extension officials in our country, okay. So the people, those who are involved, they are called as extension staff or extension officials in our country, okay. That is our understanding I am saying, okay. The people, those who are involved in this job, we call them with the name called as extension officials, okay. Who are they? You all know that most of you may be from engineering background and multiple background, okay. You know that you can pursue your masters in different fields of engineering, okay. The same angle, the people, those who have done undergraduate in agriculture, when they opt for masters in agriculture, there are different subjects where they can master, okay. So they can do their masters. One is, okay, for example, called as agronomy. Then they can do in agri-biotechnology. Then they can do in agricultural economics. Then they can do in agri-microbiology. In the same way, so they have, okay, for example, one among the department is called as agricultural extension. So they will do the masters, PG in extension. After completing, they will do also doctorate, PhD in extension. So who are they? They are the people, okay, they are the people, those who are talented. So they are those who are properly educated. At the same time, they are trained in extension department, which means they got the knack or they got the skill of taking the technology to the farmers in a farmer-friendly way, okay. What is a farmer-friendly way? What I'm saying means, for example, if I know about any technology, so I'll go to a particular village. So there I'll conduct a live demonstration. So where I'll invite all the farmers, okay. So in a farmer-friendly way, in an informal way, I'll try to transfer the concept, which means all the technical things, technically sound things, but I'll try to give them in an informal way, okay. For example, using some audio-visual programs, okay. Audio-visual means not more technical audio-visual, okay, in a farmer-friendly way, okay. And then asking them to come to a particular place, showing them live demonstration plots. For example, look at the crop. This is the new technology. We have grown this crop in a particular area, like that, showing them and then bringing them confidence, okay. Or else you would have seen that, okay. In the early days and all, we are having one of the famous program in our television channel. You would have heard about called as a Vayalum Volume. Have you heard about, okay? During the days of Doordarshan. Maybe you may not have seen, okay, at the time we are not having satellite channels because only Doordarshan was the only option. At that time we are having a program called as a Vayalum Volume. An agriculture scientist, he comes over television, he talks about the technology of the particular week in the regional language. Tamil Nadu means it will in Tamil, okay, in this angle they will do it, okay. But now you know that now we have a separate channel for agriculture called as you would have heard about called as a DD Kisan. What is DD Kisan? DD Kisan is nothing but it is an extension initiative of the government of India. 24/7 they are telecasting the agricultural oriented programs to the farmers, okay. Then apart from this, okay, for example, one other extension initiative, how we can do, for example, you would have heard about called as in television ad, you would have seen about the Kisan call centers. Some advertisements you would have seen. For example, any problem, you give call to these call centers, like customer care service number. For example, if I'm a farmer, if I'm finding a problem in my farmland, what I can do, I can give a call to the toll-free number. They will guide me saying that, okay, this is the problem. You kindly go and approach this person in your nearby area. Which means the problems which can be resolved over phone, they will give solution over the phone. Other things they will guide us, they will direct us. You go to this place. What they are doing the a job of extension, okay. And apart from this, okay, we got many other extension also, okay, activities in our country. For example, we all would have, okay, for example, if you are falling sick, we go to the hospitals. That's normally, we all would have gone, we went to the hospitals, okay. The same angle, when our pets are falling sick, we go to the pet clinics. Have you ever gone to the one type of clinics called as the agri clinics? Have you seen? Because these clinics are also existing in our economy, but rarely you would have seen, okay. So we all would have went to normal general hospitals, we would have went to the pet clinics, but we rarely would have visited agri clinics, okay. What are they? Now we just have a look at this image. Now these things and I'll give notes later, okay. Now we just have a look at this image. Now here we have a farmer, okay, in the image, okay. Here, the two people, they are the extensions people, okay, they went to the farmland, now they are having a chat with the farmer, which means maybe a knowledge transfer, in an informal way they are doing, okay. Now, you take these two people away from the picture. Imagine that only this farmer is in the farmland, okay. Now, this farmer, he is observing that, okay, he has observed that some symptom on the leaf or leaf on stem, okay, some symptom which is unique, okay, which he has not earlier observed. Some symptom is he has identified, okay. What the farmer will do? If I'm a farmer, I'll go to my fellow farmer, nearby farmer. I'll show the crop. Okay, what is the problem? I'll ask him. Okay, if he's aware of the issue, he will tell me do this. Okay, but if he's not having idea, what he will do? No, I don't have any idea. So what I will do? So to solve the issue, I may go to nearby agricultural office, because you know that entire country we got the agriculture departments, okay, established by the government of India and states. Okay, I'll go to agricultural office. There the agricultural officers may be available or they may not be available. Okay, when they're not available, what the office people will say? Sir is not available. You come and meet the sir after 2 days or 5 days, like that they'll respond. Okay, in the meantime, the farmer, he'll come back to his village. So when next time when he goes back, in the meantime, the problem would have magnified or spread to the entire area, which means here the farmer has identified the problem at the right time, but he was not able to get the solution at the right time because of the problem got magnified. Okay, here now you bring the concept of agri clinics. So what are the agri clinics? Agri clinics are the clinics which are run by the plant doctors. Who are the plant doctors? They are nothing but agriculture graduates, those who done the undergraduation, post-graduation, having the crop knowledge. They are called as agri doctors. Okay, so these people normally they'll be going for their regular job. Okay, then evening time or morning time they'll be opening the agri clinics. For example, before going to the job, a government job or private any job. Okay, so morning 7 to 9 o'clock. Okay, or else evening. Okay, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, like that they'll have the run the clinics. Okay, so what I can do is, if I'm a farmer, I can take the sample of my crop, I can go to the clinic, I can show to the doctor. Okay, look at the crop. Okay, so this is the problem what I have in my crop. So here the plant doctor, looking at the crop itself, looking at the symptom, he will guide the farmer. Oh, this is the problem. It is happening not. It is happening not only in your farmland, entire region. Recently we have this problem, because how he has come to know about the problem, because last week or last month he would have attended the training conducted by the government of India or state government. So he has got the technical know-how. Now using the technical know-how, he will try to transfer the knowledge to the farmers, so the problem will get addressed at the budding stage itself. So now you have got the idea. Okay, now not only this, not only regarding the curing the disease of the crop, apart from this, now imagine the farmer, what he can do? He can take the soil sample, he can go to the soil testing laboratory, test the soil pH, salinity, everything he can test. Then after the soil report, okay, how we used to do, not only we used to go for master checkup, then after checking we will be having 2 or different consultations, same angle, check the health of the soil, then take the report, he can go to the plant doctor. I have been growing this crop in my land for last 10 years, but I am getting only this much yield. Can you please give me any other suggestion which crop are very conducive to my farmland? Which means other consultation also I can do with these people. Okay, so and then regarding technology, okay, I'm a crop, I don't know about technology, can you please guide me about the technology, what I can implement in my area and how to get the loan? So all sort of agriculture information you can gather from these clinics. Okay, but these are concept wise, okay, it's a very good concept, but actually in our country, actually they have not gained momentum. Okay, they have not picked up. The situation is very pathetic for the agri clinics, because when you have the normal hospitals, you can charge more bills on the rich customers and all. Okay, the same angle, pet clinics, normally pets, okay, they taken to the hospitals by the rich people, so it's commercially viable. But here imagine, you cannot exactly charge more on the farmers, so there should be a sort of mechanism where the government should make the payment on the behalf of the farmers. Otherwise these people cannot pay. Without getting money from these people, they cannot run the clinics. Okay, so we have got the two-sided problem, but actually concept wise it is a very good concept. So now let me sum up. Agriculture extension, I told you, it is a concept of lab to land. So other points and all, now only you are going to write. Okay, but I have explained that what are the different extension measures. Okay, apart from this we have one more measure also. Not one more measure is in India, to implement the extension, our government of India has got a nationwide scheme called as a NMAET. Okay, we have a scheme like this. What is the NMAET means? National Mission for Agricultural Extension and Technology. So this scheme has got 4 sub-mission. Okay, so all the things are given in slide. Okay, so NMAET is, things are given in slide. Okay, so NMAET is a nationwide scheme. So it has got 4 sub-schemes or sub-mission. What are 4 sub-mission? Under the NMAET, NMAET means National Mission on Agri Extension Technology. So here we got sub-missions. One mission on complete agri extension, one mission on agricultural mechanization, one mission on seed and planting material giving information, one mission on plant protection and other quarantine practices. So in this angle they will transfer the knowledge to the farmers. So in this angle, Government of India, one side through DD Kisan, they are giving the knowledge. Kisan call centers, they are doing extension. One is through this scheme they are doing. And then apart from this, one more extension mechanism what we have is called as KVKs in our country. You would have heard about this KVK. What are the KVKs means? They are called as Krishi Vigyan Kendras. Simply they are nothing but they are the research institutes at the district level. Let me repeat the point. They are the agricultural research institutes at the district level. In all your district, you can see somewhere KVKs will be located. Okay. What is the main difference between the normal research institute and the KVK means? Normal research institute is made up of building, okay, building and it's like a labs, okay. But here KVK also has got lab, but it is a vast stretch of area, acres and acres of land will be there. There inside the acres will be having a building, okay. One side they will do the research, other side they will be having the lands. Why they have got the land means in those lands, for example, if the KVK is in Chennai, they will grow the crops conducive to the Chennai climate. If it is in Coimbatore, they will grow the crop which are conducive to the Coimbatore climate. Okay. In this angle, they will grow the crop, and what crop they will grow means they will grow the crop which are recently invented by the scientists. So like that, they will grow the crop, then they will invite the farmers. You come and have a live show. Okay, you can have a live look at the crop what we are growing. Okay, regarding the yield. So they will try to instill confidence on the minds of farmers by giving live demonstration by growing the live crop in the farmland. Okay, on one side they will be having the poultry. Okay, how to do integrated farming, everything. Okay, will be having they will doing. So they do the role of extension. Apart from that, normally farmers they can go have a visit. I have come from this village. Can you please guide me? Like that they can participate in the workshops. So these are the beautiful concepts what is happening across the entire country. Extension is such a nice concept, but actually as per okay same thing. Okay, implementation here and there. Okay, but the major part of the India is not about the concept, nothing. Okay, everything we have. Okay, only about the people, those who are involved, whether they are doing it seriously or not, whether the monitoring, whether we are doing proper. So here and there we got the loopholes. Okay, but leaving those things. Okay, extension actually is a very nice concept in our economy specifically because among the group of illiterate people, ignorant people, extension is only a solution which has got the potential of taking the agriculture forward in our economy. Okay, now we can take notes for all the things. Okay, so I have given us a story. Now let's convert all the story into notes. Okay, extension. Now I think I have given definition. Okay, definition is over. Now you write what is meant by extension. It's that we are given. No. Now write the significance of extension. Why extension is important in agriculture. Significance of extension. Point number 1. It enables knowledge transfer among the farmers. It enables knowledge transfer among the farmers. It enables knowledge transfer among the farmers. It helps the farmers to improve their income. It helps the farmers to improve their income. Then next point, extension helps to improve the production and productivity of our agricultural economy. Extension helps to improve the production and productivity of our agricultural economy. Okay, so these are the significance. Okay, significance. Now next thing is, and then next line you write. Okay, to increase the contribution of agriculture. To increase the contribution of agriculture. To increase the contribution of agriculture in our GDP. Okay, so these are the significance. Okay, so I have given the broad significance. So when you try to split it or make it narrow, you can write many more points also. Okay, so why it is significant? Now next thing is, what are the measures? Okay, one by one you can write the measures. I told you the national level mission what we have. Mission is given here. Podihai Ponvilayim Bhumi S Chandramohan. Okay, so regional level. Okay, so we have. And Scindia, down to earth, humble, listening to farmers, not demotivating. Yes, Scindia, you are right. Okay, that's the nature of KVKs. Okay, Archana, KVKs to transfer tech. Yes, okay, they transfer technology and they do research. So that is the main objective of KVKs. And then Agri clinics like startups, we have implementation, aqua clinics, okay, is common. Agri clinics actually is not like startups. We have this concept since 2004 or 5 onwards in our economy. We can do like startup also, okay, startup actually, but it is not economically remunerative to the people involved. That's why they are not showing interest. Yes, we have spoke about KVK in Jal Shakti, but at the time I remember that I would have said that we'll see more about KVK in the extension segment, like that I would have told. And Sri Lakshmi, second point, repeat, okay, second point, extension, okay, because order. Okay, second point, Sri Lakshmi, right? It helps the farmers to improve their income. That's second point. Yes, Cynthia, yes, you are right. Okay, it helps the farmers to improve their income. Okay, so this scheme has got a national level scheme. It has got 4 submissions. The 4, so specifically, okay, they focus on these areas. Okay, Shilashmi, thank you. Then Asha. Financial resource crunch, the reason for ineffectiveness. No, not like that, Asha, okay. The thing is, as a concept-wise design, but actually government actually has not given more importance. Only when they plan to give importance, when they struggle to allocate the resources, then we can take it as a point. But actually, I think importance-wise, it got neglected, okay. But here and there, okay, we have very rarely, okay, some clinics are efficiently run, okay, because the people, those are with some social motives, commercial motive, okay, they cannot run, no. Imagine, okay, if you are running or I am running a plant clinic, okay, so to run the clinic, we should have some sort of income. So what normal people are doing means I will be running a fertilizer shop, outlet, in the fertilizer outlet, some segment, okay, I will be running a clinic, okay. So in this angle, the fertilizer license were given to those people, those who are coming forward to run the clinic. In this angle, it was implemented by the government, but actually later on, okay, so the concept wise, it got diluted. So my suggestion is it's better, okay, because in exam angle when you write means you can write, it's a nice concept, it can be taken forward by the government. Even, okay, in one class, okay, a student suggested, okay. So he told, okay, sir, he is a doctor, he suggested that, okay, sir, normally primary healthcare centers, what we are doing, we are giving the free of cost to the people, but for some things, we are charging the people in the same angle. So here what the government can do means, they can write the bill, they can submit to the government, they can collect the money, but to do that, okay, the bills generated by the people must be genuine. So here comes the other implementation issue, okay, so the thing is, when we try to implement, then actually we can implement, okay, but the thing is, yes, we should have the intention rightly, okay. The intentions are rightly placed, then nothing can stop us, okay, because only when we get diluted with the intentions, then actually the implementation problem, everything and all will fall in place. Next slide is mass media support, DD Kisan, mass media support. Cynthia, would this list plant disease are brought to farmers' notice to be aware of under this mission? So actually, so here, yes, here they will explain about the disease and all. Here they will explain about diseases, here about the mechanization, about technology, here about the seed and planting material quality, here overall extension, okay. So here we have mentioned about the disease and all. Okay, mass media support, DD Kisan, and then agri clinics, Kisan call centers, and KVKs. Okay, so these are the things what we have seen. After this, kindly go through the paper. When you read the paper, rarely you read the Kurukshetra and all, no? Kurukshetra sometimes twice in a year. You will get some articles, beautiful articles about the extension. So when the things comes, okay, so you get the point, okay. Always try to have some 7 to 10 points, okay, in your notebook. So always mains is about having 10 points about any concept, okay. Then fitting them according to the question, okay, is the thing what we have to do, okay. So with this, we are finishing our economic aspect of agriculture. 3 areas we have not touched here. One is Yeah, price policy, I think we have not done. Second thing is agriculture marketing, we have done, not done. And then subsidies, okay, subsidies, okay. The three areas will be covered in the agriculture, okay. Apart from this, all the remaining economics oriented things we have covered. Now the remaining left out agriculture oriented things, I think Sir has taken 3 classes for your batch. For I think I'm not sure for batch number 7 how many class. Batch number 3 classes. Okay, sir has told to me. Okay, so in the 5 classes, okay, things will be covered. Okay, all the things will be covered. Okay, so now what you have to do with regard to agriculture for the prelims and mains means have the class note as a base. Now I think you all will be given with the general economics part 2 material. I think would all would have been given. So use them as just to give a glance to the particular material. Then class notes is the main thing. Then, okay, next slide. Okay, so now look at this thing. What you should do means class notes, basic idea is given in the class notes. Then thoroughly read the newspaper. Okay, newspaper is the best source for general economics. Core economics, more concept oriented. Okay, so here use the class note to have some awareness and then read the paper to update the content. That's all. Newspaper, then PAB news related to agriculture. Then economic survey, the agriculture chapter. Then Kurukshetra, read regularly. Then websites, IAS Parliament, Vikaspedia. Okay, that's all. The agriculture, then you with full confidence you can approach the examination. No other book is required. For B7, 2 classes, no Karthik. Oh, yes, I think in 5 classes, okay, all the things will be covered. Cynthia says only 1 class. Okay, I think 2 classes means have a check India. Okay, because for batch number 3, 3 classes are over. Okay, so batch number 7, 2 classes. Okay, 2 classes. Till contract forming for batch number 3. Okay. Okay, so these are the areas what we have covered. Okay, now kindly go through your entire notes. Let's have a quick revision. Then let's have a 5 minutes break. Then let's start the next topic, industry. Okay. Yes, okay, Cynthia. Okay, so I think you'll be given the videos. No, I think videos all upload. I think all the videos would have got uploaded. Only last week, we were having the delay. Price policy, subsidy, and agri marketing. Yes, I mentioned 3 things. Okay, now let me give you 2 minutes time. You kindly go through your entire notes, turn your pages, then I'll do the revision. Okay. Students, actually you are from weekend batch, so most of you may be from working background, so you know about the second wave. So be careful because our carelessness is the main thing. Okay, once again we got the spread. Okay, because exam is nearing. Because whether getting affected, we'll recover. Okay, there's no issues. Okay, but it will spoil some 10 days of our preparation. Okay, so momentum will get spoiled. So be cautious. Okay, so give the due respect. Okay, to all the protocols, everything. Okay, then I think we can stay safe. Okay. Yojana you can follow. Okay, but our agriculture, Kurukshetra is more than enough. Yojana automatically things will be covered in paper. Yojana also, I told you 2 things, Yojana and Kurukshetra. Agriculture, I think for the Kurukshetra is more than enough for agriculture. Chandra Mohan, thank you, Chandra Mohan. Radhakrishnan, thank you, sir. We are working from home. Yes, because weekend batch you got more awareness when compared to the regular batch students. Okay, so directly come from college. Okay, so directly. Okay, so they're not able to understand the seriousness. Some they know about seriousness, but we can normally. Okay, we are taking for week. Used to take class weekend batch. No, so weekend batch compare because most of you in the working background, so you know about the seriousness as you are in office. Okay, so in this angle. Okay, so normally so. I did not say anything, okay, so to your batch. Yes, okay, students, okay, so thanks, okay, Thank you all, Karthik, Sindhya, Radhakrishnan, Chandramohan. Okay, so thank you. Okay, do well. Okay, now let's do the revision. Okay, thing is, we have completed the topic agriculture. Okay, we have studied the economic portions of agriculture. Now, what are the things we have covered? Means we started with the definition of the word agriculture. Means we learned about the agriculture means combination of two terms. Then we started with the importance of agriculture. Okay, we learned about the importance of agriculture. So, for example, it provides food to the people, food security, and then employment to the people, and it provides raw materials to the industries. Like that, we learned about the importance. Then we learned about how does our agri look like, which means the positives and negatives. Okay, how does our agri look like? The features of Indian agriculture. The farmers are suffering because they got very small piece of land. As a result, they are doing agriculture in the subsistence way, and then more population depending on the agriculture because other sectors are not providing adequate opportunity. Because of that, we have the problem of disguised unemployment among our farmers, and lands are getting fragmented. Farmers don't have the capital to do investments. As a result, the farming is very poorly mechanized in our country. And then apart from that, okay, in India, we have the other problem like dependence upon the monsoon, okay. Like that, we have the other problems. But the positive scenario is we are able to produce other types of crops also. Both types of crops we are able to produce. And the income is not taxable by the government of India, okay. Then we learned about the Ministry of Agriculture, made up of two departments. One is Department of Agriculture and Cooperation. Next one is Department of Research and Education. Okay, so this department actually coordinates all the agriculture-oriented activities. Okay, and then next this one it coordinates all the research-oriented activities. They release an annual report called as Agricultural Statistics at a Glance. Okay, then we learned about the two seasons. One is called as a Kharif. One is called as a Rabi. One is called as Zaid. Kharif actually starts from the June and then ends at October. Normally called a southwest monsoon, and then Rabi, okay, starts from the October, goes up to March, and then it's called as a northeast monsoon. The predominant crop is wheat. Then we learned about the Zaid. Zaid is normally the April, May months. Normally we won't be getting rainfall. So many farmers, they won't grow the crops during those months. But instead of leaving the land fallow, some people, they come forward to grow the some crops during these months using the previous moisture and then previous nutrients. They grow the crops. That is called as Zaid. Okay. Like that, we learned about seasons. Then we learned about the meaning of the word operational holding. Operational holding means the land which is considered as a single unit for operation purpose. Based on the size of the holding, we classify them into marginal, small, medium, and large holding. Marginal means less than 1, and then here marginal, small, then small to medium, then large. Okay. So how we classify it? Less than 1 is called as a marginal. 1 to 2 is small, 2 to 4 is called as medium, small to medium, 4 to 10 is called as medium, more than 10 we call them as a large holding, okay. Then we learned about the Nagaland, then about the Kerala, like that we learned about the statistics, okay, and the size of the holding is coming down, like that we covered. Then we learned about the food philosophy, okay. What is food philosophy? Food philosophy of a country is normally divided into the 3 phases. One is called as the physical axis, next one is called as economic axis, third is called as a ecological axis. Physical axis means we try to produce the grains demanded by the population within the boundary of a country, not depending on the imports. Economic axis means not only about the production, ensuring that the things which have got produced in our economy must be made available to all the peoples at the affordable price. Okay. Then third one is about the conserving the resources and then doing the agriculture in a more sustainable way without affecting the environment. First one we achieved with the help of the Green Revolution. Second one we achieved with the help of the Ration Shops and then Food Security Act of India. Third one we are trying to achieve with the help of the Sustainable Agriculture or second Green Revolution. Okay. Then we learned about the other things like what is meant by Green Revolution. Green Revolution means a concept where we introduce some measures invented by the Norman Borlaug. Some measures like high yielding varieties and then about the growing water intensive crops, then supporting them with the plant nutrients. So these were the measures we adopted. And then it gave us some positive impact and also some negative impacts. Positive means more positive with regard to economic aspect. Okay, more production, more income to the farmers, and then importing country became exporting country. Okay. Contribute to the GDP of India, okay, like that we learned about the positive impacts, and then negative impacts, okay, we learned in the 4 dimension. One is economic angle, what are the negatives, then environmental angle, what are the negatives, social angle, what are the negatives, agronomic angle, what are the negatives, okay. Economic angle, high cost of input, subsidy burden on the government, then fiscal deficit. Environmental angle, it is not sustainable, it is not evergreen. And then social angle, increase the disparity between the small and larger farmers, and also between northeastern region and rest of India. Then about the agricultural angle, more importance was given to the food grain crops, other crops were neglected, okay. Increase the toxicity in the food chain production, okay. So these were the things we covered. So to remove all the negatives and to have the positives, now we are implementing the next concept called as sustainable agriculture, or simply called as the second green revolution we used to call. What we are doing under this method, we are trying to implement all sort of organic methods or the sustainable methods in the production process. So here we call it by the name called as a evergreen revolution, or we give importance to the overall aspects of agriculture, because green revolution gave importance only to the food grain crops, but here we are giving to the overall aspect. So we call it as also by the name called as a rainbow revolution, which means white, silver, and then green, okay, black, okay, and then yellow, blue, like that many colors are involved. And then apart from that, here we try to improve the income of farmers by giving them value addition training, and then also focusing on the biotechnology, so that it is a one-time expenditure for the research, but this will try to make a long-term reduction on the expenditure on the farmlands of India. And then we're trying to make the crop production more rewarding to the farmers by doing more research, and then coming with the climate resilient varieties, okay, to the farmers. So in this angle, it is not only the environmental sustainability, it is also income sustainability to the farmers. Here we try to bring in all organic methods of production in the cultivation practices. That is called as a second green revolution. Then third thing is, overall in the world, people they call it as agriculture 2.0. In India, okay, we call it as smart agriculture, or in this angle we call them as a third green revolution, okay. So now in the other country they call as a revolution, okay, 2.0, but here we call as a third green revolution or smart agriculture. What we are trying to do here, we are trying to bring in all sort of the information communication technologies in doing the agriculture crop production practices. That is called as a smart agriculture, okay. Here we are trying to bring in robotics, artificial intelligence, sensors, okay, everything, crop management, okay, using these technologies, and then using big data for the marketing, okay. All the things were comprehensively combinedly called as the smart agriculture, okay. Then next after learning about this, we learned about the irrigation, okay. Under irrigation we learned about what is irrigation. Then we learned about different irrigation projects in our economy. Example, minor, medium, and major. Then we learned about the what are irrigation problems in our economy. Then we learned about the why irrigation makeover is required, because water availability is very less. Then economics of water. Then about sustainability factor. Then about the sustainability we learned about in the emotional way. Then about this environmental concept we learned economics. The economics of water is actually we'll try to learn the environmental issue in the economic way, okay. Then we learned about the measures taken by the government, some measures like Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Then we learned about the Jal Shakti Abhiyan. Then we learned about schemes like Jal Jeevan Mission. Then about the Atal Bhujal Yojana. These are schemes we covered. Then actually we learned into the concept called as a agricultural credit, okay. So agriculture credit, because in between I told you price policy, and then about subsidies, marketing will be taken in the other class. Then we learned agriculture credit. We learned about 3 types of loans. Then we learned about what are the problems regarding this institutional credit, what are the plus and minus, what are the plus and minus regarding the non-institutional credit we learned. Then we learned about the mechanisms what we have. There we learned about the PSL, then we learned about the Kisan credit cards, then about interest subvention scheme, all those things we covered. Then we learned about the agricultural insurance today. We started with what is meant by insurance, then why the insurance is a failure in our economy. Then we learned about how the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana is beneficial to the farmers. Then, okay, we learned about extension, what is meant by extension, different extension measures taken by the government of India, okay. So the class tried to give some basic idea about the economic terminologies. So using this base, okay, read the paper, then automatically you will be ready for the examination. Okay, so paper, economic survey, and Kurukshetra. Okay, we'll do the job for the exam prelims as well as mains. Okay, so this is about agriculture. Now we are going to get into the next topic called the secondary sector. Before that, you take some 5 minutes break. Okay, relax your minds. Okay, you can stay relaxed. Okay, let's start after 5 minutes. Archana, thank you, Archana, thank you. Yes, actually, Uma Kapila I mentioned for overall general economics. Overall general economics, Uma Kapila. Okay, you can take. For agriculture angle, you can give a read, but actually for agriculture angle, Uma Kapila, you can read or you can leave. Agriculture angle. But general economics, you read, give importance, because general economics I would have mentioned for mains. But agriculture, I am insisting on Kurukshetra. No? Kurukshetra will be more dynamic. You can read that. Economic survey will do the job. And then that's more than enough. Okay, so agriculture, it's up to you. You can read Uma Kapila, you can skip, but overall general economics, for mains angle, you read the Uma Kapila. Okay, now take a break for 5 minutes. Let's assemble back after 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, let's start the class. ABP, IWMP, OFWM now part of Jal Shakti Abhiyan, Jal Shakti Abhiyan. No. ABP, IWMP, OFWM are part of Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana is under Jal Shakti Ministry. Okay, Ministry of Jal Shakti. Okay. Okay, now let's start the next topic. Next topic is secondary sector. Okay, students. Now we are going to get into a very important topic for prelims cum mains. Okay, mains I think definitely 20 to 30 marks year after year is coming from this segment alone. Okay, we are going to learn secondary sector. For secondary sector, minimum 2 10 marks or 1 10 mark and 1 15 mark or 2 15 mark questions are coming from the things what we are going to learn in the class itself. Okay, for mains I can give that assurance. Minimum 1 question they are asking, maximum 2 questions are coming. I think just with the class notes you can get that score that mark. If okay, from where means after the initial slides. Okay, so there is a segment called as a we'll doing the analysis. From that analytical segment questions will be asked. Okay. For example, if we tell the portion, okay, here prelims angle there is no portion, okay, because you know that only economy, okay, we are making the elaborate learning. But mains angle there is a heading called as effect of liberalization on the economy, and one more line you may come across in the syllabus called as changes in industrial policy and their effects on industrial growth. Okay, for both the two topics, this segment will help you a lot. Then apart from that, a segment like MSME, micro, small, medium enterprises are the very important segments regarding the mains. So these things and all, for all the things, adequate notes will be given in this class. Okay, just listen. Then with this, just go through the paper alone. You could be able to write any type of questions in the mains examination angle. Okay, prelims. Okay, from secondary sector questions will come only from the paper angle. Okay, very rarely questions will come from the static angle. Even if it comes, you could be able to write with the help of class notes. Okay, so now before proceeding further, let me give you the idea. Prelims angle, class notes and paper. Mains angle, directly from class notes, minimum 1 or maximum 2 questions will come from mains angle. Okay, now secondary sector, we all know that the sector which converts the raw materials into finished usable product, we call them a secondary sector. Okay, when India became independent, at the time you know that our economy was agri oriented. We are having very backward industrial setup in our country. Now to develop the industries, government of India, they announced that they made some announcements. Okay, those announcements we call them by the name called as industrial policies of India. What is meant by industrial policy? So it is nothing but it is the approach of government for regarding the setup of our industry. Okay, or else how we are going to structure our industry, what approach government was having on the mind. It was announced by the government through the different industrial policies. Okay, for example, to understand the industrial policy in a better manner, if I ask you what is meant by India's economic reforms, so normally what answer you will give me, sir, reforms means the reforms which we introduced on 1991. Like that you will give the answer. If I go further, you may give the another answer like, sir, the reforms are called as LPG. Like that you may give further answer. Okay. So here, what are those reforms? LPG, what is said is right. 1991 is right. Okay. What are those means? Very simple. The 1991 reform is nothing but the 1991 reform is nothing but it is the industrial policy announced by the government on 1991. Okay, sir. This industrial policy we call it by the name called as New Economic Policy of India, or we call it by the name called as Economic Reforms or Rao Manmohan Reforms or 1991 policy, different names. Okay. So in this angle, after the independence, government of India, they announced different industrial policies at different point of time. Example, 1948 they announced the industrial policy. Then 1956 they came with another industrial policy. Then 1969, then 1973, then 1977, then 1980. Okay. Then 1980, then 1985, then 1991, like the different point of time, we came with the different industrial policy. Okay. Now we are going to learn about what were the things which came under which were mentioned under the different industrial policy of India. So now, what is the purpose of this segment? So in which way this segment is going to help you with regard to preparation means, now if I ask you, can you tell how the industries were structured during time of independence? Which means what was the role of government? Government participated in which area? Private participated in which area? Like that if I put up some questions means you may not be able to exactly give me the answer. Okay. But after this class, you could be able to, you could be exactly tell the chronological sequence of our industrial development. Sir, during time of independence, our government was playing this role in our economy. Privates were given to role to participate only in this area. Later on, privates were permitted in these areas. Like that, the entire time travel of our industrial landscape, you could be able to understand with the help of this segment. Okay. So now we are going to learn with the first heading called as industrial policies of India. Okay. Under this, in the secondary sector, now we are going to learn about the industrial policies of India. So till now I have given just introduction. Now let's get into the points one by one. சக்தி கால் வந்தோடனே மெசேஜ் எல்லாம் டெலிட் ஆயிருச்சு சாட்லாம். நார்மலாக டெலிட் ஆகாது, அப்படிதான் ஆயிருமா? வராது எப்போ? I got a call, so all the messages got deleted, chats. I think I got disconnected. I think it should be. No, fine. All the messages got deleted. But sometimes, okay, connection போயிருக்காது. Connection, I think. So students, I think recently, if you sent any doubts, means after the break, so I have not seen your doubts. Kindly post it once again. Otherwise, if no doubts means no issues. Okay, just to inform you. Okay, I said this. Okay. Yes, okay, regarding agree doubts India, okay, let's agree doubts and all, okay, we'll see later, okay. Now let's proceed with the flow, okay, industrial policies, okay. So industrial policy of India, now we are going to learn about the industrial policy of 1948, okay. Industrial policy of 1948. Industrial policy of 1948. Okay, now what is meant by industrial policy of 1948 means? So at that time, okay, so government of India announced the industrial policy of 1948. Then under this policy, they classified they introduced a term called as reservation. This concept was introduced by the government, which means among the different industrial areas, government introduced the concept called as reservation. Now, what is the common understanding of the word reservation? For example, if we plan to move in flight or in train or in bus, we used to book a seat for us, okay? The same angle, certain industrial areas were reserved for the government. Those areas, privates were not permitted. This concept originated in our economy from 1948 onwards, okay? Which means these are the areas which are meant only for the central government. So these are the areas which are meant for the private. Like that, government of India introduced the concept of reservation in the industrial policy of 1948, okay? How it was introduced means, it was the first time after independence we are announcing. So our government was not having any better clarity or better thought process. So just we made some announcement, okay? So how was that reservation means? Government classified the industries into the different areas. One segment was called as the area which was meant only for the central government, which means only central government can operate. It is called as the area of central monopoly. So next thing is, it's called as the area of mixed category. What is the meaning of the word mixed category means? Here, only the central government will be permitted, but during the time of 1948, some privates were operating in those areas. So now we cannot directly eliminate them because it belongs to those players. So government announced that these are the areas where only the government can operate. But as of now, we have got the presence of private companies in this area. So the companies which are existing under the private will be allowed, but no new privates will be permitted. So it will be only for government, but till the further announcement, it will be the mixed nature. Mixed nature means not new players will not be permitted, existing players will be allowed by the government, okay? Then government announced a category called as a regulated category, where then private players can be allowed or state government they can participate, okay? So after the government permission, like that some areas were announced, okay? But many economists, they criticize that it is not the policy with much clarity. Some announcements were made, but it did not give any clarity, like that they used to criticize. Why? Because means, when you compare the 1948 with the 1956, okay, 1956 government of India came with a clear announcement, okay, but 1948 when compared with the 56, it was not with the much clarity. So when I explain about 48, now you may not be having the proper understanding, but when I explain about 56, you may be able to connect with the 48, then you will be able to get the exact picture, okay. Now we write the contents for the 1948. 1948, it was called as the first industrial policy of India. Because at the time, for the first time, we announced the industrial policy in our economy. Cynthia, what you asked is exactly right. Whether personal ideas, example, use cases, okay, yes, okay, that's the thing what the evaluator will expect. All students, okay, you have to, or you can write your ideas, okay, in the mains examination, because it is the area where you can show your individual views. So in that way, you can differentiate your paper from other candidates. So without any hesitation, you can write, but you should write those points only when the question demands. For example, the question will be like in suggest your ways, or comment. So in those area, you can write the things. In other areas, last you can write what could be done, because normal template way forward. Okay, we used to say So in those area, you can write your views. Okay, what could be done, because in that way, when you got some your viewpoint, definitely okay, UPSC permits your viewpoint. So in the entire question or at the end, okay, you can write your viewpoint. Okay, so need not hesitate. Okay, you can write. Okay, you can go with that. So first, industrial policy of India, reservation of industries with central monopoly, arms and ammunition, atomic energy, and the railway transport, like that. Some industries were called as the central monopoly. Then, have you all copied? Have you all copied? Yes. Next one is mixed industries. Mix means government and private, but it doesn't mean that privates are permitted. The existing privates will be permitted. Helen, yes, okay. Cynthia, okay. Chandramohan, yes. Cynthia, copy. Karthik, yes, fine. See, henceforth only be set up by the union government. Regarding industrial policy, students, for the first 15 to 20 minutes, you may not be able to understand what I am saying, which means you'll understand, but you will not be able to connect. But next, after 20 minutes, you'll understand, okay? So, because you need some aggregate understanding, okay? Because initially, okay, it won't give you a complete picture. So, after 15-20 minutes, you'll understand the picture, what you are learning, okay? So, first you travel, okay, along with me. Then at one point, you'll understand, okay, so what we are learning. So, the first policy made some announcement. The announcement is reservation. Reservation for central government. Reservation under mixed category. Then third one is regulated category, okay? Next point. Regarding examples, you need not memorize, okay? So don't have this point in your mind. So as I have given in slide, doesn't mean that you should memorize all the point, all this industry. For example, will there be a UPSC question asked in this manner? Which among the following, consider the following industries which were classified as a mixed industry during the industrial policy of 1948. Okay, will they give option? Means never UPSC will ask. Okay, but without giving example, then you will ask me, sir, what are the example? Okay, so for the understanding purpose, I have given exam angle. You just remember 48. We introduced the concept of reservation. Reservation means central category, mixed category, and regulated. Okay, so in this angle, you understand. That's more than enough. Okay, have you all copied? Next one. Regulated industries. Regulated. It included 18 industries. You can copy one or two names. It's your choice. I leave it to you. Need not copy entire name. If you copy entire names also, so I don't restrict, you can copy. Copy. Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, so till now we have learned about the 1940 industrial policy, which had introduced the concept of reservation, and the reservation was implemented in this way: central reservation, then mixed reservation, regulated area. Okay, then what was the idea? What was the opinion we had regarding the foreign investment? Means at that time, foreign investments were considered by the government as crucial to the economic development. Yes, it is vital, but we cannot let the foreign players to dominate the management. They can do investment, they can get the profit for the investment, but the management must be under the Indian hands. Okay, so that's the perspective what we had regarding the foreign investments. That's the next point what we're going to learn. Okay, next point is it acknowledged the importance of foreign capital, but it was decided that the control would remain with Indian hands. Ownership was not given. Cottage industries policy, Chandramohan, I have given mention in the next policy, okay, because it was more importance was given in the next industrial policy. So I have mentioned in the 56th industrial policy, okay, about the cottage industries and all. Regulated industries, Lakshmi, okay, you can think that, okay, yes, you can think like that, okay, like you asked about license, no? But next slide, I'm going to explain about the license. So after that, you can connect with the license, okay, but because the License Act was passed only in 1951. So I have not mentioned the word license. Because at the time it has some sort of regulation. The regulation later on became an act in India, okay, because next slide you'll learn. That's why I told you, okay. So now you travel with me, okay. When you finish entire 1991, all the pictures you'll understand, okay. Till then, some areas, okay, so you'll have a doubt on your mind, okay. Everything, okay, so will fall in a single place. You'll have a complete and comprehensive understanding. You'll get in your mind, okay, when I finish the 1991, okay. So this is about the 1948, which was considered by many economists as a policy without much clarity, okay. Some sort of announcements were made by the government because it was the first time we are announcing, okay. Then after this, what happened is, earlier I used the word regulation, which means, okay, the regulation actually became an act of India, okay. So in 1951, Government of India passed an act called as License Act of India, which is exactly technically called as Industrial Development and Regulation Act of India, okay. It got passed on 1951. Then according to this act, okay, normally we call this act by a simple name called License Raj, okay. So this License Raj means it is technically called as Industrial Development and Regulation Act of India. It got passed on 1951, okay. So what happened under the License Raj means it actually gave more powers to the government to regulate the industry. Now comes the question, sir, powers means what sort of powers, okay. For example, if I am a private applicant, if I am applying to open the industry, government has got the right to say yes or no. If they say no, I don't have the right to start the business, okay. Even though I got the I got the capital, okay. So if the government doesn't permit me, I don't have the right to open the business, okay. Then now imagine government has given me the permission. So now I have the capital availability and I have the technical know-how. Now can I go ahead with my production according to my own limits? Means no. So when I go for license itself, government will give permission to produce only up to the particular level, which means it's my company. I'm doing investments, but what is the maximum level of production which could be done by my company? The standards or the level was set by the government. Even the government will give the permission for the production limits and all, okay? Because why? The question may come on your mind, sir. Is it not a barrier? Is it not an obstacle? Okay, we are asking them to limit the production because at that time government considered that, okay, so the demand and supply, okay, must be matching in the economy, okay. Otherwise it may fuel to inflation, okay. Otherwise when you produce more, sometimes the natural resources may be exploited for the other country, because when you produce more, you have to do exports, but our economy is a closed economy, so resources must be utilized according to the requirements, okay. So the License Raj actually was introduced by the government with some noble intention, okay. One intention is these things, and apart from that, it was introduced by the government in the way thinking that we let the British to do the business in our economy. The same angle, when we let the private people, means the privates should not dominate the picture. So everything must be under the government control. Government should utilize the license according to the interest of the nation. In that angle, it was introduced by the government, but later on it became a platform for the bribe and corruption in our economy, okay. So intention was different, but in reality it went in different way, okay. So that is the thing. Now next year I can write, okay, the act, Industries Development and Regulation Act of India. Here, I think Sri Lakshmi asked, no, okay. Here we are introducing the word called as license, okay. Earlier, some sort of licensing, not exactly, we did not call it a license, but now the word license entered into the economy. Industries Development and Regulation Act of 1951. So it gave more powers to the government to regulate the industries. That's the next slide. Industries Development and Regulation Act of 1951. Okay, now this act empowered the government to regulate the industrial development through licensing. This led to the advent of License Raj in India. Then below this, after writing this, you can write, okay. The purpose of license Raj is to, the purpose of license Raj is to regulate optimal utilization of resources to regulate optimal utilization of resources to regulate demand and supply and to control the not control and to have a check on the commercial motives of privates and have a check on the commercial intentions or commercial motives of privates. To have a check. Okay, check means okay, so not stopping them it's not like not letting them to make profits, stopping them against the interest of the country. Okay, so have a check on the commercial motives of privates. Okay, so according to the national interest, everything will be controlled by the government. Okay, so these were the purpose why the things were license Raj was implemented by the government. Later on, it paved way for the bribe and corruption unexpectedly or unintentionally. Okay, then okay, now till now we learned about the 1948. Then we have learned about the introduction of this act in our economy. Now we are going to learn about the very important industrial policy of India. So because we divide our economic history into before 1991, after 1991, okay. But before 1991, this policy, because I told you, different policy, 48, 56, 61, like that, okay. But this policy is considered by the people as the major, okay, industrial policy of India during the pre-liberal era period, okay, before 1991, okay. Now we're going to learn about the industrial policy of 1956, okay. 1956. Asha, does this mean the private players and regulatory areas? Yes, the people in the private areas, okay, the license, okay, for example, at the time, okay, government kept almost all the areas under license, okay. Later on, gradually, government reduced 100 industries require license and 10 industries you don't require license, then 80, then 70, like that gradually they reduce, okay. License means in the areas which are given to the privates, they should get the permission from government, license from the government, then only they can do the business according to the government parameters, okay. Industrial policy of 1956, okay. So here, till now we learned about the reservation, no? But in the 56 industrial policy, reservation concept was fine-tuned by the government. How it got fine-tuned? The same reservation concept which was introduced on 1948, it got continued in the industrial policy 56 also, but with more clarity. What is the clarity? Here government announced that hereafter the industrial areas will be classified into three segments. One is A, one is B, one is C, which means Schedule A, Schedule B, Schedule C. This area, Schedule A means only meant for central government to operate. State government cannot open the business even in this area, okay. This area meant only for the state government. This area meant only for the privates. So better clarity now. Say A and then B and then C. For example, 17 areas were marked for central government as a Schedule A. 12 areas were marked for the state government under Schedule B. Remaining areas open for the private. But here the privates can operate according to the license Raj provisions, standards. Okay. So here, and the government also told that, but if the government thinks that they need private participation, look at the point, it's meant only for the state government. But if they think that private support is essential for them, then they can let the privates to operate in this area after getting permission from the state government. Okay. So here in this area, C is meant for the private, but if the state government, central government will not come, state government, if they think that area is commercially viable for them, then state governments can do the business in this area. Okay. So two angle. If the privates are not doing according to the government standards, then the government will enter, or else if the government thinks that the area is commercially viable, they can open. Okay. But normally Schedule A is central, Schedule B is state, Schedule C is for the privates. Okay. So this is a very important point of reservation. Now you can write, okay. Then the first point of the 1956 is, as we have seen in our economic planning class, Mahalanobis model. We have done a second 5-year plan. Mahalanobis model is the basis of 1956 industrial policy. So what is the Mahalanobis model? Top to bottom model of economic development. Top to bottom, or what is one more strategy? Import substitution, trickle down, all the points we bring here, okay. Our planning class notes. Top to bottom, trickle down. Then one more thing is given, I think is given next slide. Import substitution. All these things were implemented. Okay, already we have seen all these things in our planning class. Top to bottom, trickle down, and import substitution. And then emphasis was given on the development of heavy industries during this period, okay. Emphasis was given on the development. We learned in the planning class, no, steel plants, okay, coach factories, okay. All those heavy industries were focused by the government in the industrial policy of 1956. Mahalanobis model is the basis of 1956 industrial policy. Top to bottom, trickle down, and then import substitution, and emphasis on the development of heavy industries. Example, steel plants, okay, coach factories, like that. You can write the points, okay. Next thing is 3 types of industrial classification. Industries were classified into 3 types based on reservation. Government reserved the industries into 3 areas. First one is Schedule A. Schedule A meant only for central government, others they don't have the right to enter, okay. Even the state governments were not permitted. So Schedule A, it included 17 sectors. Foreign capital slide once. Yes, I'll show you, okay. So I'll show you. First copy. So now in our economy, all the central government industries, okay, in the Schedule A. So we have mainly due to the origin of those industries, okay, from the times of 1956 and 48, okay. From those days, only the central government was opening the industries in those areas. So these industries were called as Schedule A category, where only the central government can run the business. Next one was called as Schedule B. A student has asked me to show that foreign capital slide. Okay, so let me do that, and then let's go to the next slide. Okay. Have you all copied? Online students? Yes. Now, okay, the foreign capital slide. Okay, so not this. Kindly copy. Yes, copied, no? Fine. Now let's go to the, this you have copied. Next one. The state government, Schedule B. So now we can see that the state-run businesses and central government-run businesses in these areas, we have in our current scenario mainly due to the reservation of due to the industrial policy of 56. Okay. So the Schedule B, It's meant for the state government, but private sector can support the state government. It doesn't mean that privates also has got the right. Okay, right is only for the state government, but privates can support. The state governments are willing to permit them. Okay, I mean some small areas, accessories, okay, spare parts. Okay, so like that. Okay, the private can support. Private sector was expected to supplement the efforts of state government. So the masters are state government. The private players can support, okay, when the state government permits. So it is not common. In one state it may be permitted, another state it will not be permitted, okay. So there won't be any uniformity. According to the state government's choice, they can take the call. Next one is Schedule C, which was meant for private. Okay, now it's very clear when compared to the 1948. No, 48 was a bit confusing. So then what happened? For example, the many areas, which was earlier meant for the, I told you mixed categories, mixed category and all. Earlier, for example, common example, iron and steel. Iron and steel was once under the Tata. Okay, the 1948 permitted the Tata. Okay, function. Okay, but 56 what happened? Iron and steel was brought under the central category. Look at the slide. So it was under the iron and steel. Okay, so what happened? From Tata, government acquired. Okay, so once again, okay, so only the management board, Tata is brought into the board. Okay, but ownership went to the government hand. So it once again became the government company, iron and steel. Then once again government permitted. How when government permitted? You will learn in the coming slides. Okay. So by these points will give you some idea. Okay, the idea about our overall the developments of our economy. Then Schedule C, left open for the private sector. Pulp is a wood pulp. Wood pulp. Supriya, Sivapriya. Okay, pulp. Okay, wood pulp. For paper making. Center had monopoly over heavy industries. Yes. Okay, that's why. Okay, even now the central government. Okay, the most of the areas central government has got the monopoly because it was left only for the doors were left open only for the central government. So complete monopoly for central government. But in the Schedule B, it cannot be taken as a monopoly. Because Tamil Nadu government, if they open, Andhra they will open. Okay, Karnataka they will open. But the Schedule A completely it is a monopolized category. Okay, so this is called a Schedule C. Then, as usual, regarding the foreign capital, last policy declared that foreign investments will be permitted, but the management under the Indian hands. Okay, but here the concept of import substitution, which means okay, the production should take place within our India. Okay, it was emphasized in the industrial policy of 1956. The same thing which we have learned in our second 5-year plan. The same point you can bring it back here. It protected the domestic industries from foreign competition through tariff and quotas. You know, in the external sector, you would have learned that you can stop the entry of goods in two methods. One is the tariff barrier, one is the non-tariff barrier. Okay, so example, tariffs and quotas. Okay, putting restrictions on the entry of the goods from other country. Then comes the next important point. Next thing. Have you all copied? Next thing is we all know that even now when you go to any semi-urban area, rural area, when you go to a native place and all, okay, those are not from Chennai, okay. So people when they ask us, you are working in a private company, okay, maybe you may be getting a very good salary, okay. But what they ask is they will be very satisfied, okay. So only when the person gets a government job, okay. So why the people got the mindset, a government company, government job means because from the days of 1947, most of the prestigious companies or the highly paid jobs or secured jobs were offered by the government because privates were not given scope to operate in the significant areas. Only insignificant areas they are permitted. That's the reason. So, the origin of the government dominance started from 1948. It was clearly emphasized in 56. Okay, how it got further emphasized means here in the 56 policy. when it was announced, I think at this point we would have seen in the planning class itself, our Prime Minister Nehru, he mentioned that PSUs are going to play the dominant role in the economy. They are going to become the temples of modern India. For developing a backward area, government will open the PSU, top to bottom infiltration, these things are all mentioned, okay. At the same time, this policy also gave more importance to the cottage industries also, because the regional level development can take place with the help of this small scale industry. It was also given importance. How it was given importance means a concept called as reservation. Now you may think that, sorry, reservation already you told. No, not that reservation, okay. There we talked about the reservation of industries. Example, iron and steel, an industry was reserved. Cement industry was reserved. Pulp industry was reserved. Railways industry was reserved. But now this reservation is not about the industry. It is about the reservation of products. For example, candle making is given only for the small scale industry. Large players, you are not allowed to produce the candles. So in this angle, certain products were meant only for the small scale industries. Okay, agarbattis meant only for the small scale industry. Like there, more than 700 products, small products were meant for the small scale industry. So from foreign players, we gave competition, we gave protection through import substitution. And then for small scale industries, we gave protection from the large players through the concept of reservation. Okay, now we are going to learn about that. Okay, those things. Is it visible, online students? I think the board and the slide is not visible. Yes. Yes, fine. Now you can copy. So previous slide is this, okay. So we have copied up to this. Now you can copy the next slide. The policy also recognized the importance of cottage industry. Chandramohan asked, no, so I told I'll show you in the coming slides, yes. Cottage industries for employment generation and balanced regional growth. And the cottage industries were supported with the help of reservation of products for small scale industries. Examples, some products like agarbattis, candles, like that. Okay, so some examples you can write. Okay, 56 policy not only gave importance to the heavy industry, it also gave focus on the small scale cottage industry also. Almost plenty of products we had at the time. Okay, agarbattis, candles, pickles, padlocks, some tissue papers, like that. Many small things. Okay, were meant for the peoples. Camphor, like that. Okay, so plenty. But now we don't have. Currently, we removed. I think 2014 was the last year. Okay, till 2014 we are having reservation. Okay, of products. But after 14th April, I think government passed on. Repealed the reservation concept. Now we don't have any reservation. Okay, anyone can produce anything. Okay. You'll understand, okay, all the changes you'll understand, okay. So now we learned up to the 1956 industrial policy. 48, we introduced the reservation. 51, license Raj was introduced. 56, the same reservation got fine-tuned. Then additionally, license Raj. Then, okay, we learned about the PSU role. Okay, then about the importance of the cottage industry. Then the principles of Mahalanobis strategy. Okay, so all these things we covered. Okay, then we are going to learn about the MRTP Act of 1969. Now we are going to learn about the very important act passed in our India after the License Act of India. Okay, very important act. Okay, now let me explain the picture. Kindly copy the act, MRTP Act of India. So what is the expansion? Expansion and all notes are exactly given in the slide. Okay, now you can understand how the expansion goes means. MRTP means monopolistic, R means restrictive, T for trade, P for practices. Monopolistic, restrictive, trade practices act. Okay, why introduced during the time? Because, yes, okay, because we all know that from the times of 1948, we have segregated the industries into different areas. One is central government area, one is the state government area, one is the private area. Okay, so only the less significant areas were given to the private, major areas were retained by the government. But even though the major areas were retained by the government, what the privates they started doing means, in the areas which were given to them, in this area they were trying to show their dominance. They were trying to become the monopoly. Okay, they are trying to become the masters. So what they were doing means, using with the help of the loopholes in the license Raj or by bribing the officials, okay, they were not letting the new private players to step into these areas. They were trying to create an invisible picture, okay, not exactly visible, okay. So government was able to sense that, okay. So even though we gave the less area to the private, they are trying to show the dominance. But this is not good for the economy. We should not let this monopolistic practices. So government of India passed an act in the parliament. Name of the act is called as MRTP Act of India. Monopolistic, restrictive, Trade Practice Act of India got passed in parliament. Then government of India appointed a commission called as the MRTP Commission of India, and government mentioned that hereafter any company, if you are trying to acquire or if you are trying to take over in any small company, what you should do means, you have to get the permission from MRTP Commission. You have to apply. Then they will come and inspect. They will check the ground reality. Okay, they will do all inquiries. Okay, when everything is fine, only when they give the permission, you will get the right to acquire the small company. Okay, if the things are not satisfactory. Okay, when they don't give the nod, then you are not permitted to acquire the small companies. Okay, that's the mention. Okay, now for whom this law is applicable means, so government made a mention saying that hereafter I am going to call the companies which have a net worth of more than 20 crores. All these companies are going to be hereafter referred as a large company or MRTP company. This large company, when you are trying to acquire the small company, you have to get the permission from MRTP Commission. Small company you can do, okay, out of your own interest. Two companies you can join automatically, okay, that's your choice. So a large player, they will not get the right to suppress a small player using the loopholes in system, okay. This was ensured by the government through the Monopolistic Restrictive Trade Practice Act of India. Now this is the point. Now to have the current level understanding, okay, just, okay, I am going to give a spark in your mind, okay, the point, we will learn about it later, okay. Now we don't have the MRTP Act, okay. You would have heard about the recent body called as the Competition Commission. Now and then you would have read in the paper, no. So before Competition Commission, we are having the MRTP Commission in the economy. You would have seen now any player, okay, when using that, okay, involved in fraudulent practices, trying to suppress the other player, they used to fine, to complain them, they used to levy penalty. So in the place of Competition Commission, yearly we are having the MRTP Commission. In that angle, you understand and then write the picture. Okay, now write the heading, MRTP Act of India. This is the picture. MRTP Act of 1969. What is it? Now the expansion is MRTP, Monopolistic and Restrictive Trade Practices Act, was passed in India. And the companies, MRTP companies, which means the companies which were having net worth of 20 crores net worth. 20 crores net worth were called as MRTP companies, and the MRTP Commission was established to regulate these companies. The main objective of MRTP Act is to prevent monopolistic practices. of large companies. Okay, so these are the things which were announced under the MRTP Act of India. 48, we came with the rough picture of reservation. 51, license Raj. 56, we fine-tuned the reservation. Then license Raj. Then Mahalanobi strategy. Okay, then cottage industry. 69, MRTP. Now we can understand the picture now. 48, okay, how the people would have talked about. Okay, when you think in that way, automatically you generate the points. Okay, so each and everything when you think, automatically you'll get the plenty of points. I mean, then 56, okay, what impact it would have had on the economy. Okay, now next one is the industrial policy of 1973. Okay, next one is industrial policy of 1973. Industrial policy of 1973. Yes, Karthik, okay, so, and then Chandramohan cracker, yes, Chandramohan cracker, okay, many cheese, okay, yes, okay, like that small example, reservation of products, okay, many examples, I told you, more than 700 products are there, when you have a look means you'll understand. Now, industrial policy of 1973, okay. Now, what were the important announcements of 73 means? Now, here we're going to learn about a very important point, okay. I told you, iron and steel initially was under Tata management. Not only iron and steel, even you would have seen that civil aviation. And now we have the Air India, no? Air India once was under Tata, okay. So what happened? Government once again got from Tata, okay, then, okay, now we are trying to sell it to Tata, okay. Now they are not accepting, okay. So how means? Because the areas reserved for central government means only the privates are not permitted, only they can participate, okay. The same angle, in 73, okay, what happened means, iron and steel example, let's connect it later. Now let's understand the picture. You all know that there is a group of industries in our economy which are referred as core industry. You would have come across this term, no, in core economics or somewhere in the paper, okay. So core industry means the industries which act as the base for other industry. Without them, the other industries cannot function, okay. Example, we call 8 industry as the core industry at present, but at that time 6 industries were called as the core industry during 1973, okay. What were they means? One is the crude oil. All the names are given in the slide. Crude oil, refinery products, cement, okay, and then coal, and then electricity, iron and steel, like that 6 industries were called as the core industry. But most of the core industries were either in the central category or in the state category. Government has kept under the central or state, which means that government has to promote, no other choice, privates cannot promote. So it was putting more burden on the shoulders of government. Government was unable to promote more number of industries in this area because government has to promote industry in all areas. So the responsibility on the government was higher. So government was not able to promote more industry. So the privates can promote, but privates are not permitted. But the economy requires more number of core industry because they are very crucial for the growth of the economy. So government understood that we need more core industry, but we have kept the core industry for central or state government, okay. Why can't we liberalize them? So understand, why can't we permit the private players? But if we permit the private players, then all private, when they open, sometimes they make it collapse, okay. So when the company collapses, it is not a good sign for the economy. So we should have a stable environment. So they made a condition applicable, okay. So what is the condition is, hereafter privates will be permitted to enter this area. Even if the areas are reserved for central or state, privates can enter, but all the privates are not allowed to enter. The privates, those who have the net worth of more than 20 crore net worth, they can apply for the core industry. So financially stable, at the same time letting the privates. Now we connect the iron and steel picture. Tata. Iron and steel once was under Tata. 56 got it from Tata. Then 73 once again gave it to Tata. Okay, so Tata Iron and Steel. So like this, all the things you can connect when you look at the example, when you go for the case study, you'll understand the picture. Okay, exam angle not relevant, not required, but normally out of interest when you want to know means you can know the things. Okay. So this is about the first point. Okay, core industries permission are given to the private players. Then came the next point. So at that time, foreign investments, what I told during the 48, foreign investments can be done. Profit can be given to them, but management should be under the Indian hands, okay. But 73 we permitted them, okay. They can manage also, but how they can manage means entire management they cannot hold. What they can do means foreign company, if they got some technology, for example, India don't have the technology, So we to get the technology, we have to permit them in means. So when they come, they'll come with technology. Example, take for example automobile. Okay, India doesn't have technology. Foreign players will be permitted, but foreign players can hold 1/4 of ownership. So balance 3/4 of the ownership will be under the Indian hands. Okay, we gave the ownership from 0 to 1/4 we permitted. And this permission is only in the areas of technology transfer. Where we don't have technology, in those areas they will be permitted. And here also they cannot directly enter in the foreign company's name. Okay, here they have to join hands with the Indian player. Now they have to register a separate name in the Indian soil under the Company Act of India. Then they can open the business in India. Example, now you know about the, for example, when I tell the name Hero Honda, so automatically you know that Hero is the Indian cycle manufacturing company, Honda is the Japanese major. Why the Hero Honda they chose? Because Honda directly they cannot step in, they need the Indian partner. Maruti Suzuki, okay, so Maruti is Maruti Udyog, Indian, then Suzuki, okay, Kawasaki, Bajaj, it keeps on going, okay, because the law demanded that, okay. So the foreign players they can come in the areas of technology transfer along with the Indian partner, okay, that in this angle we made the changes, okay. Then the second point, first point is core industry, second is the foreign investment permission, then third point is, you all know about the FERA, FERA you would have studied in the core economics, no? Foreign Exchange Regulation Act of India. Any person who is violating the foreign exchange transaction will be punished under the criminal case, FERA. This FERA also got passed at the same time, okay, during 1973, okay. Not in the industrial policy separately in the parliament, but same year it also got passed, you know, but you know that now we don't have FERA, we have the Foreign Exchange Management Act of India. So the FERA got passed on 1973, okay. So all these points you can write now. So one by one, this is the last slide. With this, let's finish today's class. Yes, actually I should have finished by 7:30 students today because of another batch we started the class late, no? So that's why I extended the time. Anyway, with this slide I'll finish the class, okay. Core industries got liberalized. 6 industries, coal, iron and steel, cement, crude oil, refinery products and electricity. Private can apply for core sectors, but they should have the net worth of 20 crores. And foreign investments were permitted in the areas of technology transfer, up to 1/4 of ownership, okay, foreign players up to 1/4 of ownership. Then FERA also, FERA, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, Foreign Exchange Regulation Act, got passed on 1973, okay. So with this we are finishing today's class, students. Okay, so today we have learned about 1948 industrial policy, then we have learned about 1951 license Raj, then we have learned about 1956 industrial policy, then about MRTP Act of 1969, then we have learned about 1973. The rest of the things let's learn in our next class, okay. Thank you, students. With this we are finishing our session today. Thank you all. Thank you, okay. I think I addressed all your doubts, okay. So if any doubts left out means I'm going to answer the doubts. For others, the class gets over, okay. Thank you all, students. Index of industrial production is related to core. No, Sivapriya, because we will see about industrial IIP in our coming segment. IIP is the index which gives the output of mining, manufacturing, electricity. Within the IIP, core industries constitute 40%, 40.27. Anyway, we'll see in our coming segments. IIP, I got given a separate slide for that. We'll do that in that okay, particular segment, okay. So IIP has got the inclusion of core industry. So core and IIP doesn't mean core industry, okay. IIP is a broader one. Within the IIP, core industry is a one segment, okay. So that's the answer to your question. Radhakrishnan, thank you. Karthik, thank you. Sri Lakshmi, thank you. Ramesh, can you show the last slide of 1956 policy? Yes, should be this, Ramesh Binoy. If not, you tell me, okay. Objective of FERA. FERA is actually, you would have dealt in the core economics. So the FERA means nothing but if the people are violating the foreign exchange transactions, okay. if they're violating, okay, so against the national interest, okay, involved in the malpractices and all. So they will be punished under the criminal case, which means even imprisonment can also be given to them. That is the provision of the FERA. So it was more rigid in nature. So, and then that's the thing. Ram. Thank you, Ram. Okay, thanks. Thank you for the message, Ram. Then Helen. Thank you, Helen. How foreign exchange is? Foreign exchange, I told you now. So when the people, when they violate the rules of FERA, then they will be punished under the both monetary punishment as well as the criminal, okay, imprisonment will be levied on them, okay. So Rahul, thank you, Rahul. Sindhya, Hawala money, it can be taken, okay. Hawala is one type Hawala. Domestic transaction also people are doing, but in the same angle, okay. In that angle, Hawala is many more things, okay. Can you brief about tax on agri income? Tax on agri income means simple is there are two types of taxes. Akhilesh is the name. Akhilesh. One is direct taxes. Class is over. You want to listen means you can listen. Okay. So one is direct tax. One is indirect taxes. So direct tax means the farmer's income is not taxable, but indirect taxes, GST and all, we levy on the agriculture products. Okay. This one is we are levying. This one, tax on the farmer's income, we are not levying. Okay. Then Akshaya, thank you. And Soundarya, thank you. Saravanan, thank you. Vamshi, thank you. And then Asha, thank you. Okay, so I think students, I answered up to the last message. Then Sivapriya, something regarding preparation of general points, please repeat. Enna sonna theriyalaye. He told something regarding preparation of general points. Enna sonna? No. That's I think Sivapriya. When you read anything, okay, news article, any news means from the news, okay, for example, if you have some 3 points are given in news means you try to have it in your notes. So if for any topic, okay, mains angle, when you write 10 mark question means we got some 6 points, okay, you can write no. So because in 2 pages you can write the answer. And then for 15 mark question, okay, some 2.5 page you're writing means having some 7 or having some, for example, 6 mark question, 10 mark question, 6 to 7 points are enough, okay. But 15 mark question, you may have having some 10 points, help you to write some beautiful answers, okay. I told you, try to have maximum number of points. That's a point what I mentioned. Then Nilal Jyoti, MRTP Act slide. MRTP, kindly copy Nilal Jyoti. Then Achaya, thank you. Archana, no revision. Revision is, you want revision. Revision is done now because already it got late. That's why mention stopped. Revision we learned about 1948, which mentioned classified the industries into central category, then regulated, then mixed category. Also acknowledge the foreign investments role. Then 1951, license Raj. 56, we classified into Schedule A, Schedule B and Schedule C, and also Mahalanobis strategy and import substitution, and also acknowledge the role of cottage industries. Then 69 MRTP Act of India, where the MRTP commission was appointed, and the large companies having net worth of 20 crores should get the government permission before taking over the small company. Then 73, okay, 73 we learned about the core industry permission to the players, those who have net worth of more than 20 crores. Then, okay, about the foreign investment in the technology, in the areas of technology transfer. Then about the FERA, okay, these were the things, okay. So as we dealt, okay, only a minimum thing, okay, I didn't go for revision. Anyway, okay, now I done, okay. And then Adayar student given ideas here, thank you. Monica, thank you. Sivapriya, okay, thank you. Ashwin, any policy for ocean agriculture? Ocean agriculture, I think I don't have any idea, Ashwin, for ocean agriculture, whether any, because for agriculture we have a policy on 2002 we gave. You have a check, okay, I'll also have a check, okay, for ocean agriculture, any separate, I think it will dealt in agriculture issues class. Anyway, you have a check. Okay, I'll also have from a check from my end. Okay, regarding ocean agriculture. Then Nilal Jyoti complete. Okay, fine. Thank you. Archana, thank you. Okay, thank you, students. I think we are finishing our class. Meet you in the next class. Okay, thank you, students. Thank you all. Okay, I think no doubts from your end. Okay, I'm signing out. Ocean agriculture, sir class. Sir,